What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a follow-up on that video I made a few days ago where I talked about specific armor damage values potentially being in the game, and that came from the patch notes from the most recent patch for Warzone 2. There was a line in there that said that they reduced the plate damage for akimbo pistols. So in that video I did some investigation in live Warzone matches because that's the only way for me to test this right now, and I found that the X12 pistol specifically did a little bit extra damage, and that was a really odd thing. It didn't seem to have anything to do with plates though, so I wanted to continue investigating and check other weapons, and that's what I did in this video. So let's jump into it and talk about what I found. So I sent out a tweet, asked for some help. Kaiken, Wicked Wally, FPS Krieger, appreciate you guys for queuing into the same matches as me to help test this because it would not have been possible otherwise. Got some footage in the background going on of us trying to test this in live Warzone matches. It's just an absolute mess. I'm thinking with Season 2, with this rumored new plunder mode, that might potentially get a lot easier because I'll be able to just, queue in, get my weapons, and it'll just be a lot easier to test stuff. If it shows damage values, if it doesn't show damage values, I can still measure the pixels of the health bar, which I've done in the past. But to get to the actual meat of this video, I wanted to double check the M4. Like I said, I saw a 20 damage value out at range to the body in that previous video when I was testing the same thing, and I was concerned that that had to do with the player hitting the gas, because in the past the game is a little bit buggy, and if you hit somebody or you got hit by the gas, it kind of would give you that damage. So like if I took damage from the gas, or the person I was shooting took damage from the gas, near the time that I did damage, I would get that damage added to my damage total, which is how I test this, so that screwed up my numbers. So I was concerned because when I got that 20 damage value for the M4, the person had just been hit by the gas. So I wanted to recheck that. That was the first thing I did. We got in there. I'll run this clip in the background right now, but we got in there and you'll be able to see this actually. The damage value goes up by 20 at range when I shoot somebody in the body twice. So that confirmed it. And then I also wanted to check headshot damage just to see, because the M4 has the same damage everywhere. And obviously this is not perfect testing. I can't possibly test every weapon for every shot location. This is more of just a, hey, this is happening, and if we get a better mode like private matches or something in the future, I can go more in depth and probably get all the values for all the weapons. But this was just testing. So getting the headshot damage, I found the headshot damage to be exactly the same, the body damage to be 20. So 20 is 2 damage more than the expected damage for the M4. And then I also wanted to test that without plates to see if that was a plate effect, and that was also confirmed in this testing. I found that to the body, the M4 was doing 18, just like it does in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer when the player didn't have plates. And anytime they did have plates, it was doing 20 damage to the body in the max damage range. So it seems that they are trying to, in Warzone 1, they basically just removed drop-offs from weapons compared to multiplayer to make them a little bit more effective at range. And that's because of the engagement distance in, Warzone is much longer than multiplayer. So that's why they did that. I think that's what they're trying to do with this. But it's just really weird that the armor plates make you take more damage at range. It's not actually more damage because you have extra health, but you are still taking more damage than you would take without any plates. So it basically reduces the time to kill by a little bit out at range, and we'll go over all that math here in a second. But while we are talking about this, I also checked the TAC-56, I checked the Fennec, RPK, Vaznev, SDB, Kastov 762, the Vel SMG, and the TAC-V. And again, these were just chest shots, and I only checked a few different damage ranges. I checked all the way out at long range and up close. All of those guns match the same as multiplayer, so I don't think this is a widespread thing right now. It's probably just a few shot locations, just a few weapons, but it is just a confirmation that there's some weird things happening, and this is going to cause even more inconsistent TTK feelings than we already have with the 200 health versus the 250 health with a vest. So it's just a weird thing going on there, but let's go look at how this actually affects the M4's time to kill. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly so you can just watch it multiple times if it didn't make sense the first time. So this is the M4 TTK calculation. Damage to base health is 18, damage to plates is 20 out at the maximum damage range. So this is the normal math. If it was just normal, where we just thought the base damage was 18 and that happened to plates and base health. So you would say 200 health, 250 health, that's what these values are here. First, calculate shots to kill, that's just the health divided by the damage the bullet does. So you can see I get 11.11 for 200 health and 13.88 for 250 health. Then you have to raise that up to the next level, you have to round up, and that's because obviously if you don't kill them with 11.1 bullets, doesn't actually exist, so you have to round up to a full extra bullet to get that 0.11 of damage. So that's why you round up, you get shots to kill of 12 and 14 respectively between 200 and 250 health. Then calculate TTK, you take the shots to kill minus 1. That's because the first bullet is like instantaneous. There's no RPM involved with the first bullet coming out of the gun. It just happens as soon as you pull the trigger. And then that's multiplied by 60 divided by RPM. That's just converting values to get to rounds per second. So we get 814 milliseconds for 200 health and 962 for 250 health. And then if we look at the new math with this new plate damage that we found, it is a little bit different and more complicated. So new math, we have base health is always 100, and then plate health is going to be different, so 100 or 150. So first we have to calculate the shots that it takes to break the plates of the target. So it's going to take plate health divided by plate damage, which is 20 damage in this case. So for 100 health, we get exactly 5 shots to break the plates, because 5 times 20 damage is 100 health, so it breaks that 100 plate health. And then for 150 health, it is 7.5 shots to break the plates. Again, we need to round that up to 8. This is something I need to confirm. I did do one shot where it broke the person's plate and it did still do 20 damage, but this needs a little bit more testing because I only did one shot, and it could have been in the right spot of the plate health that it could have made it still do 20, even though it wasn't necessarily going to do 20. So it appears that when you cross the threshold of breaking plates, it still does that plate damage amount. So we still want to round that up then in that case. So we get 5 shots to break the plates for 100 health, or 100 plate health, and then we get 8 shots to break the plates for 250 health. So then we're going to take that, multiply by the damage done, so it's still 20 damage, so 5 times 20, it's did 100 damage, and then 8 times 20 is going to be 160, and then we subtract the total health from that. So 250 minus 160, we get 90 remaining health for the 250 health case, we get 100 remaining health for the 200 health case, and then from there, we calculate the remaining shots to kill. So basically, how much health we have left, 190. We calculate the remaining shots to kill. We get 6 for the 200 health case and 5 for the 250 health case. And then you just add up the shots to break plates plus the remaining shots to kill. So you'll see here the shots to kill ends up being a total of 11 for 200 health and 13 for 250 health. So we get exactly 1 shot to kill reduction at both the 200 health value and the 250 health value for the M4. And I just thought it was cool to show you guys how the actual math works behind this, rather than just showing you the data values. Now, what does this look like on an actual TTK chart? So this is M4, RPK, Kastov 762, and then M4, the new M4, the 200 health damage M4. So you can see orange and green obviously are both the M4, but in the last damage range, the green is slightly faster. It's 1 shot to kill faster, so it still doesn't compete with the TTK of like a Kastov 762 or an RPK, but it is a little bit better, a little bit more effective at range than we thought in the past. And then the same thing is true if I swap to 250 health. So I will hide the 200 health version, and you can see that this blue M4 here is 1 shot to kill less. Again, still much slower than the Kastov 762 and the RPK. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I just wanted to get this information out there that there's definitely some weird stuff going on with armor damage values versus regular health damage values. If you appreciate all the work I put into this, trying to queue into these live matches is a mess and extremely difficult and very frustrating. And it's just crazy to me that it's the only way we have to find this stuff out right now. Hopefully that changes in the future, but we'll see. But if you appreciate all the work I put into that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, help out with the algorithm. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.